Oi, oi. Happy Thursday, the 3rd of December 2020. I'm here trading UK stocks, UK horses, just like their financial markets. So like stock markets or Forex markets, for example. So, what have we got going on today? We have got a next race in 15 minutes. Decent trading conditions, nice amount of volume matched. Also, nice tight book. Favorite at threes, second favorite at threes also. And again, if you're watching on Twitch, I do this daily, so do follow so you can get updates. I might start doing a schedule on that, but generally it's around midday UK time that I start streaming for a couple of hours. And on YouTube, I have a playlist of all my previous trading days. This is episode 23, so 23 days so far of trading. So if you find what you're seeing on YouTube useful, do remember to like the video and subscribe, so you can get updated. And on Twitch, it's just Mr. Exchange Trader. So looking at the market now. Favorite here has it's coming. It's fallen away again, coming to resistance of these previous highs. You can see at this high here, it's started to fall away again. So it's a bit choppy. Nothing really to make a decision on that for yet. Second favorite here has come in, drifted, kind of done a double top. It's hit resistance at these previous highs, which was previous support, and hit it again. So that could hold. And we could see a reversal, or we could see it break that resistance and move higher. Third favorite here has kind of drifted, kind of steamed, gentle steamed in, but it is finding support at these lows, which I'm assuming is sixes here. So a break of that sixes would be quite significant in terms of potentially shorting, but also looking to potentially trade that bounce if that were to move higher. So those are some of the plays I can see. Just need to structure a potential trade though to see if we can take a position or not. Let's get my screens sorted. There we go. So what have we got? What can we see? So just taking a moment just to get a heartbeat for what's going on in the market here. Yesterday was another 100% strike rate. So some profit on the day as well. So yeah, as always, got to keep your head in the game and continue with that consistency. For now, it is small stakes, but ultimately the idea is to increase those. Now that looks like it might have just punched through sixes. These are all finding support. This potentially breaking resistance might be an opportunity to short this. I just want to get a bit more confirmation on that. Again, try not to rush into anything, just looking for clear opportunity. So to short this, I'd want to see signs of reversal on these, so clearer signs that these could move higher, which I'm not seeing at the moment. So just metaphorically sitting on my hands until that is clear, rather than losing money. Does look like it could be rolling over so that it's confirmation of that finding resistance, potentially moving lower. This looks like it could be creeping a bit higher. Let's see if I can get a reading on the price level that it was finding that resistance at. So, about 375. So around about here. Yeah, it's just a bit of a waiting game at the moment, really. 11.5 minutes to the off. So just gonna chill till something clearer appears, because I'm just trying to structure the trade so I've got sensible entries and exits. So just jumping on any old thing just for the sake of trading is not really a good approach. You can see how since we've joined this, it's just consolidated on this one. So I'm less inclined to think this could break higher due to this prolonged period of consolidation. Of course it could, but it does look like this is just having trouble moving through that level, whatever that is. I think it's 365 or 37. So that could be apt for shorting, so kind of selling off of that resistance. Not too ready to just jump on that yet, though. I mean, this does look like it could be. Oh no, it's breaking down now. Let me just get a reading off of that. So 325. This is the support. So if that's support, let's hit resistance. That's also coming in. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm speculating on a move higher as this is coming into support. That looks like it could be rolling over and going through that resistance. So I've just put some positions in the market there to potentially buy off of that support. So slightly outside the money. In fact, just going to lighten that a bit. So I'm willing to put £8. Yeah, it's moved. So this one could be coming in. That move up there was a bit late on that, but that move that we've seen to offer support there could correlate to this moving potentially lower. So I'm just trying to get some, I've got some skin in the game, but trying to get some more in the anticipation that this could continue to move lower. It is a bit sticky still around that support area. Let's see if we can get a film. Happy to maintain 8.5 minutes to the off. You see this has gone up, it's hit that resistance. It hasn't correlated to a stronger break as I would like to this. I mean, it hasn't even really broken at all. It's just maintained that support. For that reason, do I really want to get in fours on that? I'm just going to maintain some of that position, just not all of it. So wanting to have a net stake of 8 in all. Okay, there's some favourable movement. Let's take out some of the position. Got filled on that. So I've got £4 net stake. It has started to break lower as I guessed it might. So I'm on the right side of this, but just need to manage profits accordingly so that they don't evaporate. So it breaking lower, I would anticipate that it would this bearishness could continue, but in doing so, it's probably going to, not go in a straight line. It's going to pull back and then go lower, pull back and then go lower. So just trying to take some profit here in that initial move. What we got, 6 minutes. Okay, so I've got filled on that. So I've got one position left, £2 net stake. So I could leave this in for a potential much bigger move, which is completely possible. But I'm just trying not to give too much back to the market, not be too greedy, at least for now. Ultimately, yeah, being more aggressive in the trades is the end goal. But just playing a bit more defense for now. So got filled on that, 25p profit, which is a decent result for these types of stakes, at least for me. Nice amount of time still before the off, so I'm not looking to jeopardize any of that profit by staying in for longer, because the nearer this gets to zero, the more risk there is. And just looking at my previous results, it appears that if I get in when most of the money appears to come to the market, then that's where I seem to lose money or give profits back. So based on that data, I will leave that and move on, take a profit and move on. So the next one here we have got at 12:30, so that is 13 minutes to the off. Okay liquidity, not great. We got another one of these charts. My problem is I use static charts, and as you might see, a lot of my decisions are based off of basically technical analysis, so looking at charts. I have looked into the dynamic charts that this software provides. The problem is they don't, even with some of the tweaks you can do using Guardian to populate data over the day, it still won't give the entire history of the of what I'm looking at, and you can't zoom in and out of the dynamic charts either, so there are limitations. And when I see this, it just makes it harder to read, and also it means that I'm likely to make, it's one of the criterion that I need to make a decision isn't there in full. So I could, for example, some of the options would be going into that, just aware of that, and just go full steam ahead as normal. Or I could reduce my risk and just take lower positions. I mean, I'm at minimum stakes anyway, so it's not really that viable at this level. Or I could just choose to move on. So just weigh this up. I mean, 30 grand matched, 12 minutes to the off. It's a bit thin. This liquidity, would like to see a bit more matched with this amount of time left. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. You can see all the money's pretty much been matched on this one, but I can't see the nuances of what it's done in recent price action. The only hack around that is really just to use the probability chart. You can't see this, I don't think, but basically when I click on this button here, it comes up with two charts, the price and then the probability, and then I can just look at the probability one, which is to the right, and it's a case of just imagining that flipped over. So the inverse of that is what the price is doing. So I can see by doing that hack, it is hitting resistance. So I mean, that is helpful slightly, but this is hitting support, so potentially if that's hitting resistance, this is hitting support, could go on long on this or short on this, but I think I'm going to pass just because the data I need on the most important factor isn't there. So sometimes, yeah, you just need to make the executive decision if you want and move on if all the boxes aren't ticked. So moved on to the next one. This looks a lot better in terms of readability. 17 minutes to the off. 30 gram matched. So yeah, this is okay given the time. The other one was about 25 gram match with only 10 minutes left. So this is, got a lot more potential in it. Favorite here, coming in and hitting support. I'll get a read off of that in a minute, but I think that's about 3.75, just judging on where that volume has been matched. So that's coming into support. Second favorite, very rangy, just bouncing between resistance and support. These lows just bounced off of resistance there, so coming back into fours, which found support. Again, these are just similar story, very rangy. Can just see quickly these two here look very correlated to third and first in terms of price action. But all of them have been quite rangy in recent times. This flatness in the price. So, what's the play? Let's see. Just looking off screen quickly here. Okay, I'm back. So, nothing much has happened. Still quite a way till the off. And as one of the commenters mentioned the other day, it can often be the type of race that. So one of the commenters on YouTube, they mentioned it was basically, depending on the type of race, there's going to be different types of volatility or lack thereof, depending on the type of race. You can see as well. Wow, look, I didn't even clock that. There's 1, 2, 3 horses priced pretty much at the same. Around fours. So there's no real clear favourite, which is probably why these are just all very correlated in their sideways movement. This might be a better one for making markets. Although this looks like it's just broken fours. It's going to push something else up. How do I want to act on this? Alright. I'm going to try and build a position in this one. At a decent price. This does look like it's falling off of support. This looks like it's pierced fours, but just the chart's lagging. I just feel there might be a better chance of getting filled in this one. So this is also a candidate to sell off of buy off of support. I don't want to split my attention too much. Just feels like it was stalling for a sec there. I'll maintain. Hopefully I'll get some skin in the game, but it might just move off on me. But yeah, it is what it is if that happens. I don't know if it's my connection or what, but it just feels like there's certain little pauses in the market. 12 minutes to the off. Ah, did that just go off on me? Yeah, missed it. Fuck. Okay, that could see this one move lower. Or this one. So I was right on that direction, just didn't have any skin in the game. I'm not too bothered because I just wanted a good price on that one. Didn't want to overpay for it. So now it's a matter of seeing what else could happen. Now that that started to drift. Might see some pullback in this one. So just put a few orders in there in anticipation that could happen. Oh, no, it's this one. This one's broken. Right, just cancel those. Cancel those. Divert my attention to this. I didn't actually want 6 on that. So that was at 4 fours. Cancel that. So trying to establish a position at this in the anticipation that it could move lower as it's broken its previous support and may now be finding this as resistance. Actually, so 10 minutes. It just feels. That's why it's only 36 grand match. It does feel a bit like just it's not moving, and that's because there's not much money coming through this market. Just hesitant about getting in on at the touch. I mean, I could have taken this position earlier, but there wasn't any confirming factors to say that this might move lower. So I've tried to get in £2 now on this here. I'll leave these in. Yeah, I think I'm just a bit late to the game on this one as well. See, I don't want to rush in and just take this price here because that will put me in a bad position in terms of how I can manage that loss. I'm constantly thinking about, right, if this goes against me, how can I manage that loss? So I'm just looking at other opportunities here as well. So here, this support's holding. As this breaks, that could see this move up. Front of the queue on that one. This one here. And, you know, this can be risky biscuit. Risky biscuit. This could be risky business because, you know, I'm taking multiple positions. In different selections, so they could all start to move off at the same time and put me in a very awkward position where I'm trying to monitor multiple things. You can see this one as well. It's doing what I anticipated, but my timing on it was wrong. But I've been able to get a fill on this one. It was more of a scalp, really. Not really looking for this to, you know, make massive new highs. But I do anticipate it could just move into resistance. So I was able to take a tick on that. What we got, 7 minutes. Okay. Have to be careful because we are getting into that danger zone, for me at least, in that, you know, as this money comes into the market around this time, has a tendency to see my profits evaporate. So I'll hold tight on this. I am jeopardizing my established profit, but I will hold tight on this, especially as this looks like it could be attacking those highs again to hit resistance. So I've still got this £2 stake in here, and it's halfway through the queue as well, so I've got position on that, and then the one below it I've also got decent position. 46 grand matched. So £42 needs to be matched before I'm filled on this. 6.5 minutes to off. Oh, I was filled, wasn't I? Pay attention. Faites attention. Okay. So looking to just basically steal a tick if the market lets me. I think I'll close that out. It just goes into resistance again. Potentially, I mean, it might break, who knows. But just looking to take a tick. Mm-mm-mm. 5.5 minutes left. Reasonable queue position. And I got filled. Alright. So just green up on that. And on to the next one. And of course, as I keep saying in these videos, I mean, I'm using £2 stakes here, getting some consistency in the profitability. This may not scale up in terms of, you know, using bigger position sizes, which I'm aware of. But the point at the moment is just to get like direction correct, be consistent in managing, you know, losses not going in play. Those are some of the qualities, the attributes I'm working on at the moment, just to get them instilled. But yeah, let's see what we got going on here. 12.5 minutes to off. Still only 30 grand matched. 101% book. Favorite at twos come in. Found support these lows. Started to drift slightly, but consolidating now as it meets these kind of previous lows, previous highs. It's moved into that, so finding resistance. Favorite here, drifted, started to steam, come in, broken this previous support. Looks like it's broken lower and is now finding resistance off of it, off of those previous lows. Third favorite is quite flat. Okay. Maybe favouring a short on this, or if this breaks resistance, a long on that. It's about 375. Really? No, can't be. Yeah, it's tricky to read what number I'm going to be using as a reference on that. This one's a bit easier to read. Let's just have a look. It's coming to just under 8, so 7.8 probably. Oh, have to be careful though, because these are quite high odds. Let's take one of those 8s off, shall we? So just put in a position here in anticipation that this could come back into this resistance, and, you know, consolidate or potentially move lower. Obviously, a break of this high would help that rationale, but we do need it to retrace at least a little bit, so this could viably get filled. 10 minutes to the off. Some more money coming in now, but nothing really, that's moving anything. Okay, it's got filled. It looks like it's moving down hard. So this will need to find support at these levels for this to hold true. If this continues to persist and break new lows, that's not going to help my position. But I'll maintain this just to see if I can get in at 8.2, which would be this level here, would be pretty good value for money. It'd increase the risk as well, but I'm anticipating that this could find resistance around here or not much higher than this to move back into these lows at least, or punch lower. But yeah, let's see if we can get this filled and then just wait and see what happens with this favorite here, see if it starts to drift, which we need really. Very sticky market, come on. Just waiting for that to get filled. Need £21 to go before, or estimated £21 needs to be filled before, of this £92 needs to be filled before I get matched. So that didn't get matched, but it started to move back into my favor. So I am at profit at the moment. 8 minutes to the off. So I'm at front of the cube. Okay, so that's got filled. So this is the point where it's okay, do I want to hold out for this level, or maybe push it up to this level, or completely not bottle it, but I mean completely be on the defense and go straight for £10 here, 10p profit here. I feel that there's still scope for it to come back into at least these lows, so I will maintain that unless something dramatically changes to change my mind. Still need 75p matched on that. Don't like how that's moved off of it, and this is starting to persist to move in. So looks like I might have had a missed opportunity there in terms of getting out to a 15p profit. Now it's moved even higher, and obviously I've got a bigger position now, and the dynamics of this are starting to change, where this is breaking new lows, so that could see this bounce off this support more aggressively now, and it has already shown itself by that that reaction we saw a little while ago. So I'm just having to act accordingly, and not let what it was doing previously bias what I'm going to do now. Just because it was at those levels before, there's no reason to hold on and just hope that it goes down to those levels again. Because this, I've got to listen to what the market's telling me. It's telling me this is steaming, and this is not. This is just consolidating, at least for now. So let's see if we can get out at least some green on this. Just waiting for this to get filled, if the market lets me. And of course the next tick above this is only break even, so Yeah, I think some pullback on this at least would help this, but who knows. 5 minutes to the off. Oh dear, just on that 5 minute mark coming up there, bunch of money's come in
5 minutes.
and made my position more adverse. So what do we do? And you can see just how in a blink of an eye, something can go from, you know, making a profit to managing a loss very, very quickly. So what I'm thinking is that resistance going to hold? And you know, it's broken some lows here. There's scope for at least for it to come down to where my break even is, but I can't be too overzealous. There is this pullback here, which could just be a pullback, a retrace rather than a reversal. So yeah, I need to be wary of that. And you know, as I was saying when I was in this, it can be the advantage of just acting on a defense. If I'd gone for a lower profit target, I'd be on to the next one by now, and not having to manage this. Let's see if 10s hold. So it's come up into these previous highs here. So there could be some resistance there, but you know, time is ticking on. It's getting riskier and riskier. It's just taking out some of that position there, just because it looks like it could be piercing 10s. Just going to move that one up as well, and gotten out there. So time to red up. So yeah, taking a loss, got to take it on the chin. Had opportunity there to exit, and yeah, I'm not mad at that. I think I handled that relatively well. It's just disaster management, really. Something goes wrong, you've got to think about how you're going to manage it. I can't. What I wasn't doing was holding out and hoping that it was still going to hit my, you know, improbable like profit targets. Just decided that was unlikely to happen, and moved on and read it up. So that is a loss on the day. That obviously gives me less time on the next one. So yeah, there's some nice movement in here, but alas, I'm a bit short on time on this for my liking. Yeah, that would have been a nice one to trade. So I guess that's another thing to think about, because I know that my preferred time is about 15 minutes before the off. It's a case of, right, there's an opportunity cost of keeping in a position just for that extra tick. It means that because I was trying to squeeze more out of that for an extra tick, I let that profit disappear or evaporate. It was riskier because I had less time to work with in that trade, and as a result my time was tied up there trying to manage that, which turned into a loss, which meant I couldn't focus on get to the next race in time, which was some nice price action. Had I been to that a bit earlier, that would have been nice to be trading. And now the next one after this is not great quality. 14 grand match with 15 minutes to the off. Another problem with the charts here because it's coming from such high odds. So this is probably one that I'm going to pass on anyway. So there is a lot of factors to consider by holding a position. Just knowing how I trade and what I trade. Yeah, that's something that I'm going to bear in mind going forward. I learn something new every day. So 20 minutes to off on the next one after the two. So I've skipped 2 races now. So we've got a odds-on favourite, which is consolidating, coming into support at the moment of these previous lows. Second favourite, which is slightly drifting but coming into resistance, previous highs here, here, here. And third favourite, quite choppy but viably coming into resistance of previous highs. Probably go back to this here. So here, here, it's coming into it here. So what can we make as a trade out of this? Well, this hitting resistance and this potentially hitting support could be reason to go long on this or potentially go short on this. Still early doors though, 60 grand match, so that's good, really good quality in terms of tradability. And you can see there's movement already, really, just with even 20 minutes to the off. This looks like it could be piercing that support. Of course, if I had better charts, I could get an accurate reading on what that price level is. But I'm guessing it's just below 6.5, 1.65. So if that is support, and this is resistance, I am tempted to just short this, but the problem is if this breaks, either this breaks down or, you know, the likelihood is this will break up. So, I mean, I'll still be positioned okay in terms of where my entry would be if I get in at this 4.4. But, yeah, I'm going to just hold off for now for a little bit. Just see if anything becomes a bit clearer to me. 18 minutes. 18 minutes to the off. There's plenty of time. Just having a quick look off screen. I do feel this is potentially pulling back now and finding support on that. It's slightly upticked. This resistance has held at this level, which is why I've put in some orders there to kind of sell off of that resistance. Let's see what happens with this. So because it's still so early from the off as well, it is a bit of a waiting game. right at the back of this queue as well. You can see his estimated £263 that needs to be matched. Oh no, it's gone down. It's gone down. So still at the back of this queue, but it's just there's less people in the queue, if you like. And I've put this one above it just in case it, peeks through, just tips through and breaks it slightly, and does a forced breakout and moves back within the range. I've got some decent value for money in terms of the entry. So still 71 quid to go before this gets matched. What are we seeing here? This is starting to attack its resistance again, so that does look like it's support that's found, which helps this narrative. But you can see how this hasn't really moved. It's more of a scalp than, considering any major move, to be honest. Unless this breaks its resistance. That could help this. But yes, a lot of conjecture. I need to wait for it to get filled before making those kinds of decisions. But it's good to think ahead, just in case of, to have an understanding of what might happen. So this has come up now. It's moved into its previous highs around this 1.7 level. So could see it fall away again if that is indeed resistance, or we could see it break and move higher. Might be interesting in a break actually. So if that breaks 1.7, and then the safer trade would be waiting for it to break and then pull back. Oh, hang on, it has broken. Partially. Yeah, there's so many dependents, so many variables that need to be met before. So it's slightly dangerous because I'm taking multiple positions here, but I feel that this has potentially broken its resistance. And it's going to move higher, which it has. But I didn't have any skin in the game, hopefully. All right, let me take a more aggressive move on this one. So I've got filled. Oh, shit. Hang on. So look, this is what I'm talking about. I've got two positions potentially at the same time there. So I've closed that one out. Looking now at this one. Oh no, hang on. So I've got a net position of 2 on this. So I've got a fill on this. So I've got some skin in the game on this. Took out a meager profit on that, but I was just trying to close it out so I could focus on this one because it got filled as well. Yeah, a lot going on, sometimes more than can track in terms of speaking. It's happened already. I only got 2 on this one. That money just isn't budging. I mean, halfway through the queue now, at least on that. But I've been that queue position for a while now. So it's just let's just wait here. 13 minutes to the off. That consolidation has held, so that resistance has held, so I'm okay with maintaining this position, ideally getting a fill. Oh, okay. I'm just seeing out the corner of my eye that move up, so I'm trying to increase my position on this to anticipate this could see the price move down. So that might be a bit too heavy. Let's take out one of them. So we've got £8 net stake at the moment. Just got to be wary of that punch in to make new highs. That's moving up aggressively, so might see some move down on this one. How long we got? 11.5 minutes. Still got this one in. I'm okay with that for now. But here's what we're going to do. Just take something out a bit nearer to the money. Should push up my stop, my break even. So got filled, just leaving this at 4s because 4 seems a sensible place. It's not moving into it though. It did touch it, but it didn't match anything at it. So £6 to lay off. Looks like it could be finding resistance around this 4.5 level. I'm gonna just try and steer the tick on that and see if we can get matched on this last one, but not super optimistic about the placement of it. Just gonna go into the money there. I've still got a chunk of time left really. Could be a bit more patient on this, but I'm just playing a bit more being defensive on the exit. £68 quid left. Yeah, made some money on that. A bit more defensive on that one. Just trying to manage the profits within the realms of possibility of what there was already there. So, it wasn't punching to make new highs, which, meant that there was no reason to move, to take profit too aggressively to exit at a loss, for example. At the same time, it wasn't showing any signs of punching much lower, like below 4. So it didn't make sense to have profit targets, way beyond the realms of possibility of what was in front of me, below these lows. So yeah, just played it a bit defensive. And of course, plenty of time to move on to the next one. So I guess in some ways a lesson learnt from the other trade today. Let me just see, just having a quick peek and see what my P&L is at the moment. I'm about just under break even, I think, after that last one settles. Let's just have a look at what that was. Come on. So just looking away from the screen at the moment. Where is that screen? Guardian. 25, just under break even at the moment. When that last one settles. So we've got 15 minutes to the off. 30 grand matched, 34 grand matched. Good enough. A favourite at threes. Lots of sixes. Favourites come in, hit support, fallen away. Looks like it might be hitting resistance of these previous highs here, which were also these previous lows. So support come resistance. Second favourite has drifted and then started to come away and start to steam. So potentially some downward movement, especially as it's coming into sixes. A break of 6 could be interesting to short, but it could also act as support if there's some more confirming factors. Third favourite, a bit choppy, but it looks like it's coming to the highs of its resistance potentially, which was its previous highs. Fourth favourite is coming in at support really at these previous lows here. So just above 6. Let me see. So the favourite is just come into threes. So break of threes would be and it's done it. Bloody hell. Might be too late. So I'm just trying to build position here because this has broken threes and that's a bit of an aggressive entry here I'm doing because it has moved away from it, but I'll attempt to take a position there. So I've got some skin in the game, got filled on the other ones. So what I'm saying here is the price is gonna have a tendency to move lower. 9.8, 9.6. Okay. And I've just tried to build a position around that, and that it's going to likely find resistance off of threes. So this kind of level here. So we'll have to see if that's right. And obviously this here was a helping confirming factor that this could be support. And yeah, just have to focus on this. So 8. That might be a bit too aggressive on. Do I want to add to that? I'm going to make that slightly lighter so that my overall net position could be 10 if this goes into 3.1. I'm happy to get that filled. 4 might have been a bit too greedy. Okay, so got some of that position filled. Got £6 left to lay off. So just spreading out some of the rest of the partial exits. Should the price, jump down. So just trying to manage this profit now. So I've got a lot more wiggle room till break even, at least above threes. 12 minutes to the off. It's a very defensive game I'm playing there, but I mean it's in profit. Just going to take that. Going to take that price at market, and probably look to green up. Yeah. So I think I'll leave that one. Some decent work on that. Next one is 17 minutes away. So yeah, some nice timing. I think that the separation between races at the moment is about 7 to 8 minutes. So that's why it's the way that I trade, liking to get there 15 minutes or so before the off, means the earlier I can make money on something and move on, the better, rather than taking it down to the wire and trading till the off, if you like, that would mean I wouldn't have that. I'd have half the time that I like normally on the next race. So we've got a favourite here at three, sorry, come in, been very sideways and consolidated for a long period of time. Second favourite just coming into sixes, gone away, drifted, steamed back in. It's hitting support at its previous lows, or arguably some of its previous highs as well. So it's just finding support, although it looks like it might have edged through it. So this could be good for a short. What's the time? 16. I mean, ideally what I'd want to see is either these breaking or at support to help give kind of weight to me potentially shorting this. However, I'm going to attempt to build a position as I feel there could be some scope in this to the downside, but I'll see if I can get a half decent price on it. And then worst case scenario, take a scalp if the market lets me at sixes. Let's not count our chickens, shall we? Just wait for that to happen first. 15 minutes to the off, 40 grand matched. Quite a bit of vig in the book. Nearing the front of this queue now, but it might just move off for me, who knows. Okay, getting filled. Oh, hang on, that's only a partial fill, isn't it? I'm just gonna wait till at least okay, at least £2 of it's gone. All right, we can go for an attempted scalp and then work with the net position. So this can be confusing, and I think that's what will be confusing once I scale up, is managing those partial fills, because that can definitely be confusing, I think. Just give myself a bit more wiggle room. You can see that I've basically I'm cancelling one of those positions. Well, no, actually, no, these will all be at profit. So it's a scalp, basically. I've got the brunt of them in at 6, or all of them in at 6.2. Attempting to get this one out at 6. Let's give me a bit more wiggle room. Might just take that while it's there, if it lets me. So this will put me flat. So I'm not as convinced. I mean, although I still have a bearish bias to this, thinking this could still move lower. It has started to consolidate, so I know that it finding support is highly probable at the moment, but it's less likely that it could break, because it can consolidate and that would still make sense, but and I can still make money from that. But it breaking, I just wasn't as confident with. So with that in mind, I'm just gonna green up on that. Give it a few more moments. Let me just see what the next race after this is saying. 8 minutes away. So it'll be 20 minutes to the off. See, these are starting to, in my opinion, move in a correlated way. This is broken support and is punching lower, but as is this. It breaking sixes is interesting because it, as it's doing now, it's likely to move off and then pull back. But the favourite is also in a similar situation where I feel it could, be telling me that it's punching lower. So the first and second favourite can't be doing the same. Well, it's unlikely that they're going to continue to do the same thing for any prolonged period of time. As one goes in, the greater likelihood is the other one will move out, and vice versa. So there's less of a context for an assured trade that is less risky, and time's ticking down. So I think I will be content with what I made on that and look at the next one. So we've got 130 as the next one. And constantly at the back of my mind is like, how can I be squeezing? Oh, fuck's sake, another one of these. Well, it's only 11 grand matched on it anyway. But I'm constantly thinking, right, once, my main focus at the moment, I know what my focus is. It's just getting that consistency, getting a feel for the market. But, it's constantly, how might I be able to squeeze more out of this? How could I profit more from this? How could I be more aggressive on it? But that's at the back of my mind. I'm, being defensive at least for now. And yeah, it's showing in a strike rate. Did incur a loss today, but back in profit on the day now overall. So I will continue as is for now, but this is going to be tricky because we've got very low liquidity, very far from the off, not a lot of VIG in the book. So this is in that kind of mental checklist that I have, or a physical checklist, whichever way you want to look at it. But it's not ticking off everything that I need. Low liquidity, not great. Lots of VIG in the book. It's well over. I'd like to see that around 101 to less than 102 at least. So that's telling me that there's a lot of built-in, there's a lot of fat to the market. It's not efficient, and also another big problem is my my gripes with my charts here. So the first, the favourite here, although it's odds on, I can't ascertain really what's going on based on the static charts. So I think that's a good candidate to pass on. And of course that puts me even further out for the next race, which this could be a pivotal point, where I start to lose money because I haven't been able to trade the last two races. There's further time out, which could make me more susceptible to making silly decisions. So these are all things that need to bear in mind. It's not always going to be the perfect race after race of all the perfect conditions, and it's really the pauses that will fuck you up, and you start to lose your momentum, lose your rationale, and do things that you normally wouldn't do. So with 23 minutes to the off, I've got a race here with 20 grand matched, which is probably going to be quite good because there's still a decent amount of time for this to increase. Probably around 15 minutes to the off, I'd expect that to be 30 to maybe 40 grand matched, which is good trading conditions. Some readable charts here. Favorite here is drifting. You can see it's come back in. It's now finding support, potentially to make new highs or break that support and do a reversal and move lower. Second favorite here, quite high odds at sevens, but it's just been finding support around 7 and then kind of oscillating between 7 and I guess that's what, 9. What's the highest now? 8.2 or 8.6, which is this high here. Third favorite, very strong steamer. Not a whole chunk of money matched on it, but yeah, just bearing that in mind. Yeah, so just looking off screen now. So got that coming in. 18 off of that. That's 23. Oh, right, okay. That's more than I thought. It's about 38. Just quick trial balance. That's about 33p that I'm up on the day after settled trades have been settled. So yeah, made a loss, and that's why it's important not to let losses kind of rock you too much, because you know, as long as you continue to trade sensibly, it's possible to recover. But yeah, can't get too complacent just yet. So we've got this looks like it's coming into support. It's struggling to move lower than that, but it is, you know, it's attacking it. And that price level, okay, so it's just under 2.5. I'm inclined to short this. It does look like it's breaking that support to potentially find resistance off of it. But ideally, I'd want to see something. I mean, that is coming into support, isn't it? At 7s. All right, here's what we will do. Build a position. Oh, too late. Too spät. Someone's come with a chunk of money, push the price down there, but that is too expensive to get in at for me. And there's even a gap. So I'd anticipate once that goes away, they're going to have a pullback, which is happening now. So I've got filled there at a better price than trying to jump on at that, you know, ridiculous price all the way down there. And yeah, so it moves down, pulls back, and then if truly it's going to continue the trend after the pullback, it will then continue to move down. So I'm going to put a closing position in here to take some money off. I've got a 6 net stake. So I'll leave this in here should we see some pullback again. Get a decent fill on that. And just trying to get filled now where I feel could be some support in the market. So I'm not anticipating a break, or I'm not betting everything on a break. I'm trying to take at least £4 out before or at support, and I'll leave in, you know, part of the position for a potential break. But yeah, just need to be wary now that this level that it's kind of settled at could be its lows, where it just consolidates for a while. Also, this is approach 7s. Listen to the market. I'm not liking how that's broken 7s now. So I'm just gonna again play defense. It's boring, you know, no exciting massive profits that making off of it, no massive percentage returns, but you know, got to play defense a bit. Still got a shitload of time to work with, but you know, that's not an excuse to do stupid stuff. So let's see if we can get filled here. Yes, we have. I'll maintain this position. In the anticipation we'll get a fill. I've just got to be, I'm just, you know, this here is what is, you know, got me a bit more less optimistic on what this could be doing. So I've moved up my I've reduced my expectations, move this to whatever this price is, 2.42, and would potentially even that might be too optimistic, especially if this breaks sevens. Yeah, I do feel I could have left some money on the table on that one, especially as I had some time to work with. But we've got 8 profit, working with 8 profit at the moment. It's just that the way these two here have now started to basically move in the same direction. They're just correlated highly now. This move down here and this move down here. Although it's more kind of pronounced on this one, it's just because it's over a you know, smaller range. This is doing the same thing. So I need divergence in price, not convergence. So still 15-16 minutes to the off. I mean, both of these in their current state look good to short. This is the only one that's really shown any signs of divergence, but it's at such high odds. It's hard to read what impact it has. Yeah, it looks like it's the favourite that could be pushing lower. Oh, if only I could read those exact prices, be able to make a better decision on this, or a quicker decision. Let's, you know, let's buy the bike. Stop complaining. Oh, I'm just tempted to go long on this. All right. Taking a little cheeky one at market there. So I need sevens to hold a support. What I'm looking at is these potentially starting to diverge, this pushing lower, and this potentially, you know, finding support. But you know, I'm abundantly aware that that could just be a lower high and a retrace rather than a reversal. But yeah, know the risks. So if it goes wrong, whose fault is it? My own. Dun, 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 dun. What we got? 13 minutes. Okay, it's taken a tick. So what price did I get on this? 244. I do like the way these are now interacting with each other, in that this is finding resistance while this is at support. But do I want to hold out to try and trade it again? Right at the back of the queue on this one anyway, or near the back. Yeah, sorry for the mumbling. It's just, again, this is just about train of thought. Yeah, look, okay, so I'm more convinced that that is gonna potentially move lower. Ooh, do I want to go to market? Yeah, right. Oh shit, it's gone against me, but we've seen some upward movement in that, so I'll take a position in this. in the anticipation that we could see some bearishness return. Update. So I need to see this continue to break higher, and obviously this to move down, jeopardizing some of the profit because I had 8p on this and 6 on this. So you know, less time to work with now. It's breaking those highs rather than bouncing. Just reducing this. That sharp move up is useful though. Oh no, move down, move down. One another tick. One another tick. Oh fuck it. Yeah, it's not the marginal gain on that really wasn't worth the risk. Yes, just in fact it's about the same. Oh yeah, let's just. I'm gonna leave that one for now. Still got 10 minutes left on it, but that additional risk for, I think it's maybe a penny additional profit that I gained out of all of that moving about. The reward did not just justify the risk, so I should have held up for a bit more, but yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda. 13:45 is the next one. 18 minutes to the off. See the P&L. So we've got a favorite, fives, come in, hit resistance a few times. So hit resistance here, pulled away. I mean, it goes back historically. Could have deemed these levels here as resistance as well. But point is, it hasn't moved much higher than that. It's pulled away. Viably, the lows are getting higher. See this low here, this low here, this low here, this low. So it could be pushing for higher highs as well, which would be something to consider. This second favorite here, also at fives, came in, pulled back, coming in now again to attack these previous lows. So a break of those lows could be quite aggressive for it to move much lower than that, or it could just find support off of it. This third one here, finding support and just pulling away from that. We've got 17 minutes to the off, 36 grand matched, a tight book. Let's see what we can do. Just looking off screen quickly here. Okay, so looking back now, so we've got what can I see? It's finding support of fives just above fives, maybe 5.2. I'm going to try and build a position in this in terms of looking for this to move bearishly. It's a bit tricky because it's hard to read the reference points off of these charts, but I'm having to make an estimation of where I think that resistance meeting. So trying to build a position based on that, just outside of what the money was at the time. So it's going to mean that this resistance is going to hold. So which is, I mean, it's a reasonable level because you've got these previous lows here, all back here, lows, and then highs. So it's broken through, come back into it, struggle to move higher, come here, and it looks like it's pierced through it and it's moving back into it. So that's the premise. Obviously moves in this up higher would help as well. 15 minutes, 14 and a half minutes. I'm going to try add into that position. And in terms of where it could move lower to, I anticipate these lows here at 5s could be the area where it might find support if we get filled and it starts to move lower. So I've got filled £4 on that. Let's put in some closing orders. Should the market just speed off. Leave this in to see if we can add to that position. But the premise is still that this kind of area here will hold as resistance, even if that does get filled. I feel like it's starting to consolidate a bit now rather than push for new lows. What do you want to do? I could play this proper defense. Alright, let's do it. So I'm just going to put this in at market to see if I can get filled there, just to lighten the position a bit. Very defensive game, to be honest. Could be looking to milk this for, you know, new lows, but it just seems to be consolidating. So I've added to that position. Allow me to at least aim for profits at a higher level. Got filled on that other one, so I've got quite a big net position at the moment of 10, you know, in comparison to what the capital I'm working with. So we need it to find resistance at what I was deeming, you know, this strong level of what was previous support. This has just burst through its highs, which will help my position, I'd anticipate. So this moving up strongly here, especially if it breaks 6s, could see this come in quite definitively, but haven't seen that yet. But just hold out. There's still good context for the position to be held. So 4, 6, 8. Being a bit stubborn at this level, but yeah, I'll maintain for now. Definitely not looking to add any more to this. If anything, I might need to reduce the position if possible. Okay, so it's moved into my profitable area. I'm on the touch at the moment, so right at the back of the queue. Oh, new follow there. Appreciate that, Keith Toon. Thank you for following. Here every day on Twitch, and also uploaded afterwards to a YouTube channel. So appreciate the follow. So 10 minutes tee off, so this is getting a little bit sticky, a little bit troublesome. This has continued to drift hard. You can see, wow, it's just, you know, it's like exponential, parabolic move there. So that means something else should be moving in hard, or everything else is moving in hard on aggregate. I've just done a reorder there. You can see that the one that I was trading that was second favorite is now the favorite. And the one that was favorite is dropped to third favorite. So yeah, dynamics of this has definitely changed. Just a quick peek as well. This first and now second favorite look to be very much moving in unison in what's the word? Correlation. Bloody hell. So yeah, this move here is very similar to this move here over the same period of time. So I've got some of that position filled as well. So I'm carrying a bit more profit and I've got a bit more wiggle room to work with. £6 to lay off. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and take another £2 off of that market. Try not to let concentration drop too much, because you've got 8 minutes tee off. Been in this one for a while. Decent position queue at that on this. So right. Okay, so got filled on both of those. One position left to fill. Could take it out at market, or I could hold out for a fill if a £53 gets matched. Got matched. Okay, so green on that and do one. So happy with that result. Shit, did I green? Yeah, I did. Let me just double check. Doubting that, yeah, because I heard the beep. So yeah, just making sure I greened up on that to spread the profit across. So that was 25p, I think, on that one. Another one, 15 minutes tee off. Another one that the liquidity isn't that great. 17 grand. It's, you know, it's all right. It's not too bad, but could be better. Could be better. Favorite here, twos drifted, now coming into steam to potentially come into a contract with its previous lows, or maybe its previous highs, but basically to find support. Second favorite here, steamed in, kind of drifted a little bit, but it's consolidating, finding support off of its lowest lows. Third favorite here has consolidated, but looks like it has broken past its resistance of these previous highs in recent price action. Albeit not convincingly, could just be a fake breakout, but yeah, looks like it's broken it. That looks a bit more convincing now, like the chart's updated. So 8s is the reference point here. So laying at 8s could be an option. So 13 minutes. So just trying to structure how I could possibly trade this. And again, if you're watching on YouTube and you have managed to make it this far as well, why not just click on the subscribe button so you can see more of this. There is the playlist as well, so you can you know, just see how my progress has been. I think this is the 23rd episode, so 23 days of doing this. Yeah, small stakes for now, but looking to scale up once I've got some decent consistency. Ba, ba, ba. So, let's see if I can get a reading on what that low might be. think it's about 2.4. It might be 2.38. Oh, bloody static charts. I think it's 3.8. Okay. So yeah, it does feel a little lackluster, this market. So, you know, although there's readability in these charts, I just feel like you can just feel it like there's not money coming through. And it's only 20 grand matched, and it's 10 minutes to off now. Give it another minute or so just to see if any readability does come into the market. But this looks like it could be coming to support. This off resistance gives some potential to play these off of each other. So shorting this one, potentially going on long on this one, but I have to be cautious that this could just persist with these lower lows and highs and break lower. Let's now come back through eights. Just have a quick reorder. No, okay, order maintained. Hmm. 10 minutes to the off. Just had a quick look at what the next one after this is, and the volume on it isn't that much better. So what do we do? See this one edging up now. Let's just put this is approaching its low, so I'm potentially looking to short this second favorite here. I'm just trying to get a reading on what its resistance might be. Of course, it's never precise using these static charts, but based on where the volume seems to be matched, I'm guessing it's around 264. So these markets are just too slow. Money isn't getting matched quickly enough, and this is where it's very easy to undo any of the good work, any of the good gains already made, and just give it back to the market with just careless trades, just because, you know, you're bored, or, you know, having to wait to the next tradable race. So, and I can feel myself doing that, even though I can, you know, there's some warning signs. Match volume isn't great. Time's ticking down outside of my comfort zone, which means that, you know, I'll be making a riskier trade and jeopardizing the ability to trade in the next one. So got to weigh things up and think, right, time to do one. Go to the next one. Look for pastures and greener. And typical. Here we go. Look, another one that is probably going to be tradable, but because I base a lot of this approach, this strategy, if you like, off of charts, I haven't got a logarithmic chart on this, so this price action is out of kilter, so I can't make any informed decisions on this. So the smart thing to do is to pass and move on. And as I've come to realize, it's the ones that you often pass on that probably, you know, save you money. Because yeah, I've had a few good strike rates over the last few days, and a lot of that has just been pass on lots and lots of different races. So yeah, listen to Kenny Rogers on that one. Know when to hold them and know when to fold them. This one here is favourite at threes, drifting, come in, found support. Very choppy at the moment, but finding support at its previous lows, which struggling to move much lower than. I don't know what that level is. It is threes. So you've got a crossover point as support. So that's a good reference. Seeing that, you know, potentially laying off of that, or looking for a break of that. Second favourite here came in, consolidated for ages. Looks like it could be breaking its lows in recent price action, but it has been finding support. And it's going into that support. Again, just having to estimate off of the static charts here. So it's just under 3.5. So this 345 has to be 345 or 34. Oh, okay. So I'm just looking at how these are interacting with each other. This is approaching support. This is approaching resistance. So breaks of these would be convincing to go long on this or go short on this. The trouble is I can't read off the exact number, and I'd prefer that to read the exact number which that resistance is at. I'm guessing it's about 3.3. So the more kind of secure or conservative trade is to wait for it to break and then pull back, because the price will typically, when it comes to breakout, it will break out and then it will pull back. But I could go aggressively on this and anticipate the break and get in, for example, now, or attempt to get in here, 3.2, which will give me a bit more wiggle room. But I'm just holding off on either of those options for now. Same thing on this. I could be aggressively looking to short this before the breaks occurred. It's just a little bit, it just doesn't feel right at the moment because it's a little bit off from the way off from the off. Still 19 minutes to go, and there isn't much movement in terms of money coming through on this. You know what? I didn't check my mic, did I? That would be a shame. Okay, yeah. Or maybe not a shame if you get tired of listening to me. Just turn off the volume. But as I said in previous ones, this is really just to help me with a train of thought with my trading. Alright, I'm going to speculate here that this is going to break higher. It has edged slightly higher, so I'm trying to build a position based on that, or looking for an opportunity to potentially short this. And it's tricky because I don't know the exact levels based on the price action previously, so it's a bit of an estimation. That's why whole number crossover numbers can be useful, those cycle levels, because they're easy to see in the, you know, the delineation in the chart. They're easier to read. We'll go one slightly aggressive on that. So I've gone in at market there. Put one on a touch there, not at market. Still quite a bit of time to go. $17 to the off. And a question that I often you'll hear me ask myself is, what am I saying with this trade? And that can be an important question to ask. So what I'm saying is basically the price has a likelihood of moving much higher, breaking to make new highs, and this has the potential to break and make new lows. That's what I'm saying with my positioning in terms of entry and where I anticipate to exit. And if you can't really answer those questions, like what do I think's going to happen with this, then probably shouldn't be making a trade, because then you don't know how you're going to get out of it. What's your exit plan? Just having a reason for entry and a reason for exit. It's just one approach. I mean, you might do it another way. Hopefully that works for you. So just got in aggressively there at market. I'm going to put at the touch. So we're going to try and steal a tick on that. So that's why I've put these closing orders in here. And I'm going to keep this one in here, as I'm deeming this could act as support. We'll see what happens. So quite near the front of the queue on this. So even though I anticipate there's going to be a much more aggressive move up, I'm just being a bit defensive in terms of the take profits. Yeah, that's enough weight for me. And now I've got an £8 net stake in this. So I'm looking to exit. I've placed my exits here in that anticipation that we're going to see it punch at least potentially a little bit higher, or at the very least fall into resistance, go into resistance, because if it was falling it would be going into support. But yeah, it's by the by. It's just getting pedantic. So it is marginally moving higher. Certainly what would make me feel more confident of going for bigger profit targets would be some sharp movements down in this second favourite, because that's going to be a seesaw action where this moves down, this is going to likely move up. Okay, but I got filled on everything there, so can't complain. 14 minutes to the off. So what's my green on the day? So the last one there was not traded. 16 on this. There's still enough time and there's still enough scope in this market to take new positions. It looks like there's some money piling in now. Still relatively early doors. Could be coming back to find support of 2.5. Right, gonna do this. Again, you've got to be aware that I'm jeopardizing profits here, because I had some green, and there's just a thin line between just being too greedy and trying to maximize the profits. So I've got new positions opened here. So I'm saying that this is going to be finding support at this level and potentially attacking those highs again. So I need this 3.25 to hold it as support, which it has. And yep, I've got another £2 to lay off. So just going to follow this up and exit there. So yeah, that that turned out nice in that instance. So being able to milk a bit more out of that by just participating for a bit longer. Still, you know, decent chunk of time before the off. But that's 39 to 40p profit on that. And it's about 73p banked already. Takes me over £1 on, just over £1 on the day. So I'll just go over the P&L so far. Started with a 25p profit, 16p profit, a 71p loss, followed by a 25p profit, 18p profit, 19p profit, 16p profit, 25p profit, and I think this is the only one left to clear, one here, so that will be around 40p profit. So that would bring my P&L profit, or rather P, up to so that'd be £1.13 roughly on the day so far. I'm just gonna see what the next race is saying. So we have got 34 grand matched, 18 minutes to the off, 101%, 101.7% book. So it's nice, it's tight enough, decent amount matched for this amount of time left. We got a favourite at fours, come in, drifted, found resistance. Looks like it's breaking support as well, though, of this previous level here to potentially move lower. Second favourite, quite choppy to start with, and then drifted and now steamed in, and then it's pulling back. So it's support. There are some previous lows where it's found that support, this low here. So it could be coming back into that to potentially test it and bounce, or potentially break it. And the other ones are just a bit, sideways and lower liquidity anyway. So let's have a look at what's going on. So how can I structure a trade around this? If at all. So this is going back into sixes now, so it could be finding resistance off of sixes. You can see these previous highs. It may struggle to move much higher than that. Certainly if it does break it, then that could be a breakout, and look to get on the back of that. So for this to hold true as potential resistance, what I'd be looking for is signs of support, ideally in the favourite, which I'm not really seeing. In fact, it's kind of attacking its previous, it's found, well, no, I guess, if I take that as support, yes. But if it breaks that, then it's likely to be attacking these lows at, I can read that, that's fours at least. Okay. Yeah, again, much of this is probably annoying to listen to, but it's just a train of thought, really. And all I'm trying to do as I talk to myself here is structure the trade. How am I gonna? How can I basically? What's the upside? How can I make money at this out of the trade? But more importantly, how can I enter so that I can protect my capital as best as possible? What's the downside as well? And I'm doing that by using the support and resistance levels as well as crossover points. Excuse me, as reference points. I'm starting to think that might be a steam rather than a drift, rather than support. Let's see if that drops a tick. If that drops a tick, could be looking at breakouts rather than support. Just have a quick reorder. 14 and a half minutes to the off. I'm still 36 grand match. It's a bit weak, but could be worse. Could be worse, me old son. Let's have a goosey gander. What's going on here? What's going on? What's going on? I think it's very nuanced, but I feel that at least in recent price action, if you just take this move here and this move here, the prices have been inversely kind of moving with each other. These two look very correlated. So this move here and then this move, you see this here, it's you know, arguably might be looking too much into it, but just what I know from looking at kind of bigger macro moves on charts, those are the kind of things that I'd be looking at. They're a lot smaller and nuanced on these ones, but hey. Let's break him now. So these are starting to diverge a bit more, this one and this one. So it's going into nines. So what can I make of this? This does feel like it's breaking, even though the chart seems like it could be lagging. Feels like it could be just from the movement on the ladder. It's just breaking a bit lower. But now this one also is showing some bearish signs in attacking these lows here, which just under 5.5 or maybe at 5.5. So I don't want two things going in the same bloody direction. I need them to be going in opposite directions. But as this nears its low, could find support. Could see this continue to make lows. Let's just have another look. 4 point something. Such a guessing game with these. So building a story here in that I anticipate this could move lower. This could move lower, but there's just some strong support at these levels. So I'm anticipating we could see a bounce here, but this could still continue to move with its bearishness. So this is continuing to move lower. But I haven't got any skin in the game. But this could be support that we're coming into here, if that theory comes true. So what I'm doing is just attempting to build a position in this in the anticipation that we could see a bit of a bounce. Oh, well, that is going to fours though. Oh, all right. So I've got filled on that. Pulling my closing position. They're both going into support. Now this one was just a bit laggy in behind what this was doing. So this has persisted to make new lows, but it's now moved so low that it's potentially coming into this support. So now really for this to start bouncing and finding support at this level, what I would ideally like to see is this now break that new support level and move lower. I mean, I am on the touch with a take profit on this, not a huge amount, so it wasn't super aggressive in terms of what I was hoping for, but still have something here on the other side to add to this position. So I'm hoping for two things at the same time here, is to have the position increased but not move much lower, and also to get filled on the other side of the trade. So we'll just see what happens really. Okay, what I'm going to do is just play defense, try and take out a tick from this move here, and leave this in should the market, well, you know, what I'm hoping for is it's going to move higher to back into resistance, and I'm okay kind of leaving this here. So it's just at my periphery, or I'm just glancing between this one and this one to see what they're doing, and at the charts, and then at the time as well, because they all have factors. I want to see this come in, obviously just want to see this move up. I'm not oh, actually, fuck, should have left that in actually, but hey ho. Should have left that in. Slightly less convinced that this could punch to make lows, new lows. This is found consistent support here as it approached these lows. You can see what I was saying is this, it had that bearishness where it attacks these lows here and moved down. Just gonna green that. But then it's just found support, and then it's started to move higher. And in fact, this now, rather than potentially you know, bouncing off support, has a kind of bearish tendency to move down, potentially punch past these lows. So I would have been on the wrong side of that. So it's just listening to what the market was saying, and reacted accordingly. What's going on there? Why is that 3 and that's 6? Don't understand that sometimes, the way that green's up. Maybe it just moves before it can hedge. So we are on about £1 something profit on a day. Still waiting for stuff to settle. 40p on that. There's another 3p on that. Yeah. £31 matched. 32 matched. 12 minutes to off. Yeah, alright, what I'm going to do, I'm going to call it a day for today. May come back and do some evenings. I do have some work to get on with other than just trading away here. So what I will do is just go over what the P&L was. So we had 4 and 3. Okay, so got 25p profit, 16p profit, 71p loss, 25p profit, 18p profit, 19p profit, 16p profit, 25p profit, and then about another 43p left to settle. So yeah, it's pretty much what I said the last one. So it's about £1.15 profit on the day. So yeah, happy with the returns. Took a loss today that obviously is out of kilter in terms of the size of the losses of the size of to the wins. So 71p was the loss compared to don't know what the average on that is, but maybe 20p profit. So it takes a few of those wins to make up for the loss. But as long as the strike rate remains reasonably high, then one or two of those isn't really going to have a big impact. And as well, when I look back at that, I can see that there was opportunity. There was opportunity to get out on that one that I didn't take at the time. So yeah, it's just stuff to look at, but can't be angry with today's trading. Profit is a profit. Up on the day, live to trade another day. Remained consistent with most of my rules. So yeah, good day. But I'll be back again here on Twitch, daily, and upload to YouTube on a daily as well. So thank you for watching if you've got this far, and I'll be back tomorrow. Goodbye for now.